I'm protective of them.
Right.
If you attack my daughters or my wife,
I'm defensive of them in the event that you assault my girls or my significant other. I'm coming for you. I'm genuinely defensive. Steve Harvey says this not exclusively to critics yet. In addition to his own children, collaborators, exes, and even watchers today, we will let you know who the family fight have forfeited, so his significant other Marjorie was blissful buy-in and raised a ruckus around town. To understand what Steve is lying going to save Mrs. Harvey's standing, how did the team of the Eve Harvey show and different tasks experience the ill effects of his better half fixation, and above all, how did Marg reward her husband for such dedication for quite some time? Now the web has been humming about Marjorie's going behind Steve's back with his protector William Enormous Blast, the host. Freely mocked this talk before I get everything rolling, just allowed me to say I'm fine. Marjorie is fine, I don't have the foggiest idea what you're doing yet. Find another thing to do on the grounds that we're fine. Master show kindness. His significant other consequently presented the article What Undo, assuming that they lie about you yet. Did you notice none of the responses straightforwardly said that Marjorie didn't betray her significant other, and to make this talk vanish and clear his cherished spouse's standing, Steve made penances to move the concentration from this embarrassment. He made two new ones. First and foremost, he demonstrated with activity his words that in the event that somebody goes after his lady, he will come for them. That is what befallen Shirley Strawberry. A month prior, her call to her better half in jail, kept back in October 2022, surfaced. Web-based Marjorie has her own spa, her own exercise room, and her own spa, and she could go in there and get 'em. Needs consistently. Individuals come to her home there that Harvey Public Broadcast Co. have said that he thoroughly takes care of his better half. He doesn't welcome in those she dislike, and never goes out not to outrage her. And on September 11th, 2023, the lady needed to apologize for her words. Marjorie views at us as the assistants and on the spot. I need to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. They expressed that to keep her work. She needed to apologize as well as separation her significant other. The couple is without a doubt going through a separation, but there is no proof. Steve advised her to leave Ernest Williams, due to whom the call circulated around the web, yet Chill's new penance for Mrs. Harvey. Ye's inner serenity was not the primary. Steve terminated the media chief in an exceptionally open manner, so this news would likewise eclipse his better half's cheating, and the tweet that got him terminated got 1 million perspectives. There was a survey what comic is actually a major buzzkill. Entertaining. Steve imagined it upset him, discussing I was attempting to get some draw in commitment. Okay, you attempting to get some business too. My Badal, now I got to come on here and doing a damn video. The host even interfered with his fishing excursion to record a video. There's a ton of quarrel over a call from a year prior and a little tweet. Wouldn't you say they hit the web without a moment to spare? And many disregarded Marge's cheating, yet there were likewise the people who saw recognizable highlights in Harvey's activities. He had proactively forfeited individuals before for his significant other's joy. For instance, he terminated a whole group who would not move from Chicago to breathtaking Los Angeles. I just secured with this chick, man, and she offered me a ton of good guidance, man. She made me see things another way. And it was her man. As per assortment in 2015, Steve's show was moved to LA after 5 seasons, which many were disturbed about. Harvey hammered out another agreement with NBC General and IMG to send off a patch-up show that would provide him with a portion of the benefits and control of creation. Following this news, Robert Fetter's Chicago media blog posted a letter from one of Steve's representatives. There was a bunch of new standards, and one said, don't resent the better approach for carrying on with work. It is to bring about some benefit for my own life and pleasure. In addition, the entertainer surrendered satire for his significant other, the one who said he was brought back to life after his first hand-up execution in quite a while, surrendered what he cherished. He performed last back in 2013, and as of late clarified for the Hollywood journalist that making another show off and Netflix is too dangerous. His jokes are hostile, and he will be dropped. His radio and network programs and his inspirational training business will close down. It will agitate his significant other. After all, starting around 2007, Harvey has thoroughly took care of her. After her man, I mean, truly, you take a gander at my profession and my life after her. It's simply been a rocket shot. You credit her. It was at her prompting that the host additionally turned into an essayist starting around 2009. He had distributed 4 books that turned out to be blockbusters, and one, Behave Like a Woman, take on a similar mindset. As a man was shot in 2012, it earned $96 million in the cinematic world. That additional zeros to Steve and his significant other's record. It's reasonable why he is prepared to hurt others. This lady made him fruitful. Aside from she didn't, Harvey is misleading, make the AE of an enchanted lady around Marjorie, and in addition to a gold digger, he was made by his other wife Mary. Since I knew I went to them and I really inspired them to provide the cash for the club. I raised $250,000 and we thought of agreements. In 1993, she welcomed her better half to open his own club, Steve Harvey's Parody House, in Dallas, and aided fundraise from his fans, football players, and big names. Mary was Steve's subsequent wife, and one more penance he made for Marjorie. After all, he not just passed on her and their child Winton to accompany Marge, yet, in addition, denied the ex of everything since Mary now early obliterated Marjorie's standing. The appointed authority said our separation would be dependent upon the division of local area resources. Yet that never happened. Steve is hitched to both me and his new wife. As per, her ex owes her $50 million, which will affect his financial plan with his new wife, who is acquainted with extravagance to fly Marjorie around in style. Steve leased a personal luxury plane for $400,000, yet he paid just 50% of this sum, and in 2015 business airplane renting in Sweden. MC some way or another won the case, and presently his significant other's beautician Ellie Caro posts recordings of Spring presenting inside the plane during different excursions. This extravagance suits her so well, yet to guarantee his better half standing stayed went much further. She was bling those children to see me up until even with where Laura's father was cool. We cool, until 3 days before she got hitched once he chosen to wed Marjorie in 2007, her prison cellar husband turned into a risk. After all, Jim Townsend took steps to enlighten everything regarding his ex's dull past. Steve couldn't permit this to occur, and did all that to get his significant other far from this criminal. Would you like to understand how Harvey forestalled Jim's book Snakes in the nursery from being distributed? We have a video about this. Make certain to see how exes uncover Marjorie, yet you inquire as to for what reason is Steve doing this for her? As per him, this is the way his dear Est reimbursed him. It became her right on the grounds that, interestingly, man, I found harmony at my home, gracious and attendant, and an ideal mother. That is what Harvey got after 2 broken relationships. Yet something let us know the harmony reigned in the Harvey house just for Steve and walk no big surprise. Their kids were against this association. They went bowling one night in Memphis. When me and Margie originally got together, we purchased every one of the children together, each of them 7, and every one of the young ladies went bowling and returned and concluded that they didn't believe we should get hitched, and said they don't believe it's the proper thing to do. And what did father do? Obviously, he wedded to demonstrate hatred for everybody he brought up to his little girls. He was paying for their schooling, and after the wedding, he threw out the oldest ones, Liquor, Carly, and Morgan. Obviously, Steve said that the young ladies had grown up and expected to reside independently, yet it's exceptionally inquisitive that they were the ones who left the host tremendous chateau years after the fact. They shared with me, father, we failed to see the reason why you left us, yet we know now you needed to go. You didn't have a place with us, just the children, and Marge's most youthful girl, Laura, stayed. Well, you could say the young ladies were envious, yet the folks were good with the stepmom. And you will be off base. Steve persuaded the young men in any case, and how might you disgrace a young fellow low like that while they're going into their masculinity to strip him down like that, and you just beat him till he drained. Mary Harvey said her most youthful child, Winton, experienced after he began residing in the house with Marjorie. To the prosecution, with her better half, she was unable to be there, and guardianship was granted to Steve, and I just beat myself up 'cause I was not there to keep them off of him. The kid was given to Harvey to reside in light of the fact that Mary was nearly left without lodging and occupation again on account of the endeavors of her ex, yet Marjorie's child from a past marriage had it better. You know, when I wedded Marjorie, Marjorie had 3 youngsters. The test in that man is that I one time one of them shared with me, you ain't my daddy. He was unable to threaten her darling child, and pay off became an integral factor. Steve gave the person cash. Thanks to this, Jason had the option to open his own image Atlanta Mark Common and get hitched. Before any other individual in his family, at just 21, Daddy pays for all that. Marjorie is cheerful. She has a house wherein just the individuals who love her live because of Steve. Maybe such unbridled adoration made him miss her undertaking with the body monitor. The number of additional casualties that do you think Marjorie Harvey will abandon, or will her better half see the light and toss the liar out? Share your expectations in the remarks.